house of Mother Teresa used to be. Sometimes that's a surprise, but Mother Teresa was born in Skopje. Actually, she was born exactly. Statue. And you know what? I will take it. If someone has a problem with the nakedness, I will understand. You might be surprised, but this was a winning design on a contest. And it was not, I don't know how many centuries ago. By the way, it was 26 years ago, when the parliament organized an open contest, again the same color pattern. So what was wrong with this sun? Why you have to remove one sun to put another? Sun should be the sun, not in this case. Because this is not only about the number of the sunny days. This was the actual symbol of Alexander the Great Empire, the ancient Macedonian Empire. So maybe that was the best thing that we did. Oh, speaking of how big Macedonian nation is, you're gonna laugh about it. I find it as a joke. This is official statistics of the US government, by the way. In the United States right now, 2.5 million Americans live their lives in different ethnic and religious groups. Speaking of the ethnic groups, majority of Macedonian people will be ethnic Macedonians, around 63% of the population. Around 23% will be ethnic Albanians. It's a big group, and that's why Albanian language is also our official language in my country. I believe, although we are not members of the European Union, I believe that we have the best law in terms of languages of minorities around Europe. Our law says this: when the minority crosses the line of 20% in the general population, the language of the minority becomes official language in the country. And that's why on some street signs you're gonna see 3 languages. Usually Macedonian, English for people that visit, and Albanian. So 2 official languages and 1 for the photo. And we are like hit by that because trading is very important for us. You see, it was ruling here. The square and the street had a different name. In the communist days, this was Marshal Tito Square. Bulgarians ruling King Boris, Serbians King Peter. But of course, we hope that it's gonna stay Macedonia Square forever. Every big celebration related with the city and the country, Greek policies. Alexander continued by conquering Persia, at the time the strongest and largest empire in the world, Egypt, and finishing in the northwest part of India. It was 13 years of constantly moving and fighting without losing a single battle. Eventually, on the way back from India, he passed away in Baghdad, Babylon, which will be today modern Iran, Iraq territory. The body was moved to Alexandria in Egypt, in one of the 70 cities built by him and having his name. Unfortunately, the turbulent history of Alexandria, with earthquakes, especially riots, today no one can tell us where we can find his remains. 14. The name of the project comes because it was supposed to be finished by 2014. But as you can see, in Macedonia it's still not 2014. Or maybe guys were organizing the resistance of during the communist period against the invaders. And when you see someone half naked as Alexander, that's ancient period. Very simple. So next time I'll ask you along the way, like, which period, like, just remember this clue. That's our longest river, but we are a small country, and our longest river is like 370 kilometers. Most of it is in Macedonia, the last 70 so in Greece. By the city of Thessaloniki, the Varda River flows into the sea. In the city area, we have, roughly speaking, around 15 bridges, most of them traffic, few pedestrians, but by far the Skopje Stone Bridge, the most important symbol of the city. And by the way, the oldest preserved Ottoman bridge around the Balkan. For the first time,
Salute.
Thank you. For the first time in the history books, was mentioned back in the Ottoman period, in the year 1451, which will make the bridge to be at least 570 years old, built over the foundation of the older Byzantine bridge from the 6th century. If you look closer, you will notice that not every block on the bridge is 6 centuries old. Had to go through some reparations and reconstruction. 43 British bombardment, but even more, survived the earthquake of 1963 without a scratch. Remember, it was 70+% of the destruction, but not a single scratch on the bridge. Today, It's by far the most important symbol, together with the river Vardar and Skopje fortress. Those three can be found on the coat of arms of the city. So we're gonna take the bridge. Without having it first. And this with a very funny name to remember and even more funnier to pronounce. Tavče Gravče. Or in Macedonian, that's Macedonian, or in English, remember beans or baked beans. You're gonna have white beans cooked in a small clay pot with spices only. Paprika, salt, flour, oil and onion. All you need together with this will be a bread. They don't have it right now. A small bread with dry vegetable oil and dry vegetable spice rolled on the grill, and a salad. The beans, the salad, and the bread, roughly again more or less €6. Nutritious, a lot of proteins, keep you full for the second part of the day. But apart from being all those things, I like your reaction. You're like, but apart from being all those things, nutritious and delicious, I also have to warn you. You know about the beans. That does come with a sound effect slightly later. The most popular food served around the Balkan, including bazaar, are those finger-sized minced sausages, kebabčinja or kebabčići. They've been served 5 it's minimum that you can order. They've been served with raw onion and green chili pepper. But I will also need a bread and a salad. But honestly, 5, that's a snack. If I'm not hungry and I want to have lunch, I'm gonna get for 10. But if I'm really hungry, I will try my luck with 15. So that's what I'm saying. You want to be slightly like this, you know, like a little bit more watery, because that's more freshly made. Or that one, for example. This one is like made like several hours ago, you know, because the beans kind of, you know, absorb the liquid. So that's why you don't need them to be like that dry. Motels. Caravanserais were usually built along important trading routes inside important trading centers, and the main organization of the caravanserais only for a short stay. 2 days later, thank you very much, you have to go. Work the same in terms of organization, where most of the shops are selling one product. You can easily tell what is the most popular product here. It's jewelry. So if you walk up and down the street, especially around 11 or noon during the day, you're gonna see a mother and daughter, girlfriends, a couple, or a whole family choosing jewelry for some traditional celebrations. If the family organizes a traditional celebration of any kind, jewelry, for 3 main reasons. The number one reason, the courtyard here, the marble sarcophagus in the courtyard. Inside that sarcophagus, we are keeping the remainings of that handsome guy on the poster, Gocedelchev. Do you remember the clue? Yeah, you see how it is. Yeah, he was doing fights against the Ottomans. A leader of the big rebellion organization that organized a lot of uprisings against the Ottomans. Unfortunately, and you can tell that by the numbers engraved, he was only 31 years old when he died in a battle with the Ottoman army, but he had a wish to be one day buried in the capital of independent Macedonia. After the Second World War, we managed to get his remainings, and for around 80 years, he's been resting here. Imagine an important person from the history of your countries, and the place where you keep the remains of that specific person, how that place will be sacred for your nations. For us, that sacred place, iconostasis. Iconostasis, it's a wall which divides the private area for the priest and area for, I will say, ordinary people in the Orthodox. 3 things made the Holy Savior such a unique place to visit, and that's why I'm saying it's a sacred place to visit. It's not free as memorial of Mother Teresa, but it's only €2. That's the ticket off. Because although the walls look great from outside, it's more like abundant view, and from there you're going to have even better view on the National Football Stadium. Yay! From Argentina already knows about the red pepper spread, Ivar. Ivar, it's made from red bell peppers and eggplants. My mom and every family across the country, Zdravo, make that in October. Usually me and my mother, we have a typical mother and son conversation, which means she calls me every now and then to remind me that I'm the worst son in the world, you know, that I should call her more frequently. In October, she gives me the shortest call of the year. The short call will be, I bought them, beep, beep. Later will be more than 20 big jars of Ivar in the basement. As long as we have them in the basement, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the jar will be at the table with you. For breakfast or dinner, you just of the tomatoes. When you go to that food market in July and August, the best season for vegetables, you never buy the perfect looking ones. Oh yeah, they look perfect, they taste plastic. You buy the ugly ones, the weird ones, you know. And sometimes they can grow so big. Can I have 1 kilo of Macedonian tomatoes? You know how many you're gonna get? 2. That's how big they can grow. And a very popular salad in the Southern Balkan, and generally Macedonia, Serbia and Bulgaria, is the salad shopska. You're gonna love that if you haven't tried this already. Tomatoes, cucumbers, chopped onion, and huge amount of fresh white shredded cheese all over the top. Refreshing, goes perfectly with every single drink you can think of that I mentioned. The most popular alcohol drink in Macedonia, maybe because of 40 plus in the summer, is still the beer. And Skopje is the best beer in the country. The umbrellas are shut, so that's Skopje. Anyway, it's easy for you to remember. Skopje, Skopje. Means that comes or belongs to the city of Skopje. Light lager. Start a conversation and we're gonna end up arguing and fighting in between. Salads, people, moments of the past, no problem. We're gonna start arguing until someone says, let's have another round of rakia. And all of a sudden, all those people that were fighting until a few seconds ago are like, oh my friend,